It's my skin tones month. Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Nick. I want to say to all my black subscribers out there, happy Black History Month. They do give us the shortest month of the year. I have no idea why. We're going to be discussing in today's video the greatest black people of all time. We're going to be talking about the politicians all the way to sports athletes. All of it will be discussed in today's video. So if you enjoy a video like this, why don't you click that subscribe button? Help us get to 4,000 subscribers before summer. Let's see, can we do it? But before we start today's video, ladies and gentlemen, comment down below who is your favorite black person. It could be from sports, it could be from music, it could be from streaming. Let me know in the comment section below. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right in today's video. Okay, so first we're gonna talk about is the politicians of the world. Now at number 3, I have Rosa Parks. Now we all know the story of Rosa Parks. She didn't want to sit in the back of the bus. She wanted to sit in the front of the bus. And I'm not gonna lie, I totally agree with Miss Rosa Parks. Because how you gonna tell me I have to sit in the back of the bus just because of my skin tone? I can sit anywhere. But not gonna lie, Mrs. Parks, the back of the bus do be cool. I'm just saying. It's a simple fact that us black people had no choice to sit anywhere on the bus. Rosa Parks fought for that and fought for us just to have equal rights. To sit in the front, back, middle of the bus, anywhere. And that's thanks to Rosa Parks. And that's why I have her number 3 on my list. Before I get to number 2, it's also crazy that Rosa Parks lived so long that she probably seen all the X-Men movies and some of the Trek movies. The next one on the list that we have to talk about is Martin Luther King Jr. Y'all know the story about Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream, and we all know the famous speech that all black boys and black girls and white boys and white girls could all, be in unison and drink out the same water fountain to go to the same school, not have any segregation. What Martin Luther King did have us all to where we are today, that we all can be in the same room as any race of people. And I have him number 2 on my list. One of the best activists this world has ever seen. And we already have Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It's celebrated all around the United States of America. Number 1 has to go to the first African-American president that we have ever had.
Has anybody ever heard of Barack Hussein Obama?
Barack Obama, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not gonna lie, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't just Obama being president, it was the charisma Obama had. The way he spoke, the intelligence that he spoke at just for being a president. It just felt nice in the world when Obama was president in the United States. It felt like the United States was actually united for once. And, times right now we have this side versus this side, where when we had Obama in office, it wasn't controversial if you was a Republican or a Democrat. You just enjoyed life. Now, I'm not gonna get into politics. If you do or don't like Barack Obama, you think he was a good or bad president, that's your opinion. But we cannot deny that he was the first African-American president that we have ever had in the United States of America. It might not have another black president for a little while. Having Barack Obama number 1 on my list to achieve one of the greatest things of all time is being the first African-American president in the United States of America, that can't go undenied. As black people, we got a lot of genres that we, dominate, I would say. I would say the music industry, we don't really dominate it as much, but we got some top artists. And I'm not gonna lie, the first one on the list, a lot of people from my hometown love her. I love her myself, got some good music. Number 3, I have Beyonce, ladies and gentlemen. Beyonce has to be number 3 on my list, just the influence that Beyonce has as a brand herself. She's married to a billionaire black person, Jay-Z. Just the influence and music that Beyonce makes, it's no way I couldn't have her on my list. And she's a hometown hero of Houston, where I was born and raised, and she's an icon there and globally around the world. I had to include Beyonce at number 3 on my list as the 3rd greatest musician of the black community ever. Number 2 on my list, I have to go with the man, the myth, the legend, Michael Jackson. I wanna rock with you all night. I'm not gonna include that in there. I had to include Michael Jackson on the list because Michael Jackson music is globally known everywhere. There's no doubt that Michael Jackson has to go down as one of the greatest musicians of all time. He won 8 Grammys in one night. I mean, come on, man, who's doing it like Mike? I mean, he has the best-selling album of all time with Thriller. There's no beating that, as he's one of the greatest artists, if not the greatest artist besides, who I'm gonna say number 1 in a second, but if not the greatest artist of all time, he has to be on that list. For Thriller to sell 70 million copies, bro, I listened to it as a kid and still listen to it to this day. And I'm going to watch that new Michael Jackson movie. Shout out my boy Jafar playing his uncle. You cannot deny this man's greatness at all. He is one of the greatest musicians ever, one of the best pop artists of all time. There was a reason why he was called the king of pop. Your grandma and grandpa listen to Michael Jackson. Your mom and dad know every single Michael Jackson song. You know Michael Jackson, and your kids will also know Michael Jackson. There's no denying that this man is one of the greatest of all time. Now for the greatest musician of all time. Now this is gonna be a little bit, this ain't gonna be controversial. Us black people are gonna agree with this no matter what. The greatest musician of all time has to be NBA Youngboy.
Who did the young people pick as their leader? NBA Youngboy. Ooh, give me gas talking about that little boy.
What he did last year in 2025 of his tour alone should show you the influence that he has on the black community. I went to a concert myself. I mean, I cannot deny it. Youngboy hit culturally for the young black kids in America. These kids look up to him. It's like he has an aura to these kids. Somebody who they look up to. They're inspired by. He may have an NBA roster of kids, but his music is one of the greatest of all time. Now, I'm not a YN myself. It's just something about his music when he's talking about pain, when he's talking about hype music, when he's talking about that I don't get into that, but he makes some good music. But just the influence that Youngboy has on the black community alone, everybody knows him. And he's one of the best artists of all time. I mean, he had a top 10 tour of, I think his tour grossed 70 million in the US, and that was domestically. Who knows what he can do globally? I was surprised that he did that domestically. If he can just gain his audience to be more global, who knows how much Youngboy can take over. All right, another field that black people dominate at is the entertainment field. Now for the entertainment field, it's a lot of black people that should be on this list that unfortunately might not make the list as my top actors, but we have to have 3 of them. And for number 3, I'm gonna go with Will Smith. There's no denying what Will Smith has done for us black people when it comes to acting. You know Will Smith from most of his movies to most of his TV shows. Most of us know him from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where he played an amazing role in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. One of the best roles I've seen from a black person yet. Just from the emotion, charisma that he had as an actor. And we all know that one scene about his dad. Every black kid in America watched that scene. There's no denying that I had to have him number 3 on my list as one of the greatest entertainers of this generation. At number 2 on my list, I'm gonna go with Halle Bailey. Now, Halle Bailey is actually the first black woman in history to win an Oscar. So there's no denying that I had to put Halle Bailey at number 2. The greatest black entertainer of all time has to be Denzel Washington. I had to put Denzel Washington as one of the greatest black entertainers of all time. We all know what he's done for Malcolm X, and that's one of his best movies ever, Malcolm X. Think of black entertainers and black actors, you think of Denzel Washington, and that's why I have him at the number 1 of my entertainers list. All right, second to last on our list, content creation. But for number 3 on the list, my best black content creators of all time, I have to go with KSI. I think KSI is a pioneer of what content creation has come to today. If you look at a guy like iShowSpeed and Kai Cenat, he was really the pioneer, content groups as a whole and black creators and venturing off to making music. And now you look at a guy like Plaque Max on the red carpet at the Grammys. You gotta look at a guy like KSI who set the footstone and ground for us black creators to even be in those rooms and to even, be able to make music. You have to give your props to KSI. For number 2 on the list, I have to go with Speed. I think Speed is one of the second greatest content creators ever. Just what he's done globally around the world. This man Speed is not just known in America, but he's known globally. You go to a random country in Africa and people will know him. I mean, he just did it, literally. And he can go to Europe, Brazil, Japan, and he's gonna get known all around the streets. I mean, he can do the same thing in America, obviously, but just his globally presence is big. And for him to be a black content creator and him to be a brand himself, and it's crazy enough that he was just a kid making 2K videos almost 3 to 4 years ago, and now he's a global icon and a brand now. And you have to include him on that list as one of the greatest content creators ever. The greatest content creator on the list that I have to go to is Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat, what he's done for us black content creators is he's pushing us to a whole new level. I mean, some of the streams that this guy has done over the past couple years has been something that you couldn't even think of. Just in my mind, the Mafia-thons with all these A-list celebrities, the one that I loved the most was Streamer University. We got the whole streamers to all be live at the same time in a university. That was such a cool and unique idea. And now he's making his own clothing brand. He's going out making movies now. He's going out doing dreams other than just content creation. He's pushing the boundaries of you could do way more. Just like how I said KSI was the footstone, Kai Cenat is what KSI provided for all these content creators. And I had to include Kai to be on that list because some of the ideas and things that he's done for us black content creators and just content creators in general, Kai Cenat's paved the way for us to be bigger and better than what we can be. You know, he's always said, you don't have to just be a content creator. You can be more than that. And content creation is so big just because of him and what he's done with these rappers, celebrities, being on his streams. It's all thanks to Kai Cenat. Now let's get into sports. Now for sports, the third greatest sports athlete I have of all time would be Serena Williams. What Serena Williams has done for the sport of tennis and for black women around the world is nothing short of amazing. This lady has won so many tennis records, so many tennis shows. Her and her sister have to be one of the most famous tennis players of all time. Just what she's done for black women and us black people in the whole, you have to include her on the list as one of the greatest black women of all time, one of the greatest black athletes of all time. Now the next on the list, the second greatest black athlete of all time, has to go with Muhammad Ali. Now Muhammad Ali is one of the greatest heavyweight boxing athletes we have ever seen. I mean, just look at his resume. Insane. Also, he has one of the greatest iconic black photos of all time and the greatest boxing photo of all time right here. You cannot deny this man had aura when it came to the boxing field. Now for the greatest athlete of all time and the greatest black person of all time, we have to go with the #1 basketball player. He's in Space Jam. He's a top 1 player of all time. His shoes are everywhere. The kids want to be like him. Everyone want to be him. And guess what his name is? The King, LeBron James. LeBron James is the greatest basketball player, the greatest human of all time, a top 3 human when it comes to existence, the greatest basketball player of all time. We ain't talking about that bum Michael Fraud Jordan, man. Michael Jordan, fraud, LeBron James, greatness. I mean, some of the stuff that LeBron James has done. He's built a school for the less fortunate. He's never cheated on his wife, on his girl, none of that. He has 3 healthy kids. He played in the NBA with his son. Bronny James, man. He's one of the most global figures of all time. The greatest basketball player of all time. The greatest American of all time. One of the best people we have ever seen in our lifetime. LeBron Raymond James. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. And let me know who's your favorite black person in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'll see you all later.